You're such an asshole.
All right. Continuing on with today's theme, I think, which is the importance of the individual to the individual. Not like you should respect individual rights, which you should. I'm talking more about what we're talking about. What they all have in common is the lack of the individual to value oneself. And this one a little bit less so because I think he has a question that many people also have. Not just a good evening and Merry Christmas, Cappy. I'm writing to you requesting where to go from here. My family are divided. Here's the context. I'm the eldest of 4. 2 brothers, 1 sister, but I'm still single while the others are married with both brothers have kids. The rest of my family got the root beer float. Well, I'll get it when Brandon's dementia improves. I don't know if that's going to happen. I actually don't think he's necessarily old or frail or has dementia. I think he's just been a weak man. If you look at his background, he had everything paid for. Imagine like a 5-year-old that never grew up. You know, he just happens to be 85 years old. That's it. Of my 3 siblings, I've been the closest with my baby brother. I'll just call him BB. But during the lockdowns, he followed her request orders, and now they're paranoid about the coof to the point where they made the ultimatum that I wouldn't be able to see my nieces and nephews unless I took the root beer float. All right. You mean his wife, your sister-in-law. I'll never be able to see them unless it's through a screen or in public. All the others are avid mask wearers, and my parents have even wore masks to my place when they came by recently, even though they did a few months beforehand at my request. My house is a place of freedom. Well, I mean, you also respected the decision too, where I'm sure you didn't like, Mom, Dad, you have to take that. I mean, and I presume they're vaccinated. So they should be like, no, I'm cool. I'm covered. Of my parents, I've been the closest with my father, and we recently spent a few hours at the house I grew up in. They gave it to baby brother and his family, so out-of-town family usually uses that instead of a hotel. We just chilled out like nothing ever happened, but once my mom is back in the picture, oh, Dad he's a slave to the pussy. It's like he's a different person. Yeah, because your mom would divorce him. I can't be myself with any of my family. Oh, there's your answer. Boom, you nailed it. Thank you. And good night, everybody. Yeah, you can't be yourself. Do you want to hang out with them? Classic blood is not thicker than water type of thing. I don't feel free around them to express my more conservative and freedom-oriented ideas. Well, no, you don't have a freedom. Okay, now you're becoming a libertarian at the party nobody likes. You are not allowed. Okay, you have the right to, but with social graces considered, you should not force your politics on other people, whether that's you need them to hear them or you'd like to express them, or people come to home to have a good meal. How you doing? How are the nephews? How's my little niece? They doing well? How's school, little Amy? Oh, good. You made a unicorn? Wow, you drew me. That's what it's for. Also, if it happens to be Christmas time, assuming you're religious, you worship your religion, honor Jesus, the born thing. I'm going to kill him 33 years later anyway. Oh, well. Yay, immortal life. That's what it's for. And this is where you screwed up. No one gives a damn about your politics. Nobody. No, just as you don't care to hear, really? Yeah, oh, we ought to pay more money for the poor. Like, wouldn't you be tired of hearing that? Yeah, okay, yes, privilege, yes, I know. Patriarchy, yes, I've heard it before. They don't want to hear it. And so you have the right, I guess, to tell anyone what you want, but you should have the etiquette and decorum to know not to. I did a video on this. Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, your goal is to make mom happy. Well, I'm even thinking about rescinding that because some moms don't deserve any visits from their children. But generally speaking, your goal, whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving or Hanukkah or whatever cultural, make mom happy. Oh, is it, what's the Muslim one? I'm sure it's the same thing. Make your mother happy. She made good baklava. We got some great lamb. Just shut up and make your mom happy. But Dad, I read about the Shiites. And make your mom happy, Muhammad. Shut up. Universal. Universal. For example, I've tried to convince them to purchase firearms for self-defense and told them about Bitcoin. Oh, man. You're tone deaf. You don't know when to shut up. I guarantee you, you're that libertarian pain in the ass nobody likes. But absolutely to know, that's not your responsibility. That is not, look, you don't control them. They are not your subordinates. They are not you. They ask you, oh, what you like? It was a perfect example. It was Christmas. Not even my Christmas. Someone asked me, oh, did you get anything good for Christmas? I said, yeah, I got an AR-15 22 rifle. Like, who bought it? Myself. I can't believe that. Well, they asked, I'm like, I don't know. I didn't push the issue. I didn't say, oh, do you have crypto? Do you have silver? Now, there were some people I knew who were interested in the past. I say, hey, did you buy that silver yet? But I don't go in like, oh, you gotta look out for Biden, oh, the Democrats, oh, the Marxists, oh, the feminists. No, I'm not that guy at the party. This is some great baklava. This is some great lasagna, man. This is some great cookies. These are great cookies. Oh, how's work? Oh, how's your that's nice. You shut up and to be the pleasant guy. And they ask you, what do you think about central bank policy under Powell? Oh, well, now you can chink, chink. Let me tell you. But no, you're wrong in this one. You are wrong. Go watch. I even have a video. I like, don't be the libertarian at the party or something like that. No one cares about it, man. Here's the thing. I guarantee this is you. You don't care about them enough to set your politics aside. All right. Now I'll get into the house divided in politics and all that, but you're forcing your libertarian bullshit on them that they don't want to hear. It's not. I know what you're right. Yeah, you should have weapons. You should have some kind of cryptocurrency. I'm with you, man. Now's not the time. You're farting in church. Shut up and hold it up there. You'll like this. I fake being really, really sick so I could avoid going to my sister's wedding earlier this December. I pulled out all the stakes for this one and it worked. They still think I was seriously sick. I have actually, yeah, but did you obviously didn't want to go to your sister's wedding. Just say, no, I don't want to go to your wedding. I mean, it's pretty easy. Let me tell you how easy it is to be me. Being an asshole and out in the open, there's not a lot people can get upset with you about because you were honest with them up front. You had that initial sting. You gave it to them. They know who you are. You're a known element. And then you get to be yourself. Now, you don't get to be a dick, but you get to be yourself. So it's a pretty good policy. Like, just say, I don't want to go to your wedding. What? I don't want to go to your wedding. Well, maybe I'll see you on Christmas. I don't want to go to the wedding. I actually have an International Thespian Society Award for acting in a few school plays in high school. I do a pretty good method acting and voice impersonation wedding details that was held in California. I avoided it because I knew I couldn't securely be myself around any of my family. Yeah, you are, Mr. You are really putting yourself ahead of other people. A wedding is not for you. Now, an argument of your sister, no one likes going to weddings unless you're a bachelor and the girls are thin and hot, and usually they're not. You go there to make them happy, and you made it all about you. I'm going to express my feeling. I knew a guy. He's borderline suicidal because he doesn't realize he's not the center of the freaking universe. You think you're the center of the universe. No. You're a dipshit kid who libertarian is great. That's fine. You're smart in that regard. But you are not the center of the universe. And your politics are not the come all be all in the second coming of Christ. Securely be myself. You sound like a leftist. I couldn't express myself. You sound like a leftist. Or any of my family, even the ones who are more conservative. I'd probably be very quiet and way less outgoing and happy than I usually am. Also, if anyone goes to California, they require you to do all the ridiculous coof tests before even going there. I wasn't doing any of that. I don't know about that. I drove to California. A few months ago, I had a conversation with my baby brother where I explained that I was trying to save the family from the lies of the DNC. Okay, yeah, I see you're a crusader. Yep, you're wrong. You're wrong. The issue surrounding Brandon and his waning mental state, the coof economic collapse, he more or less ignored me and brushed me aside. I would too. And I'd agree with you politically. Additionally, I know there are a few topics I can discuss with my parents, such as money, home improvements, or stocks, but I can't be free to express any additional ideas. Right, because you really do view them as toilet paper, that they are there to take your shit and remove it from your anal hole. That's what you view them as. It's about you. Do you not get this? Do you not see this? What do people want to talk about? They want to talk about themselves. I don't know how many times I've gone and done a video about how to make friends, how to talk to people. The sooner you get this through your head, the easier and more things are going to go your way. You don't exist. You don't. I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's a random stranger on the street. You don't exist. People only want to talk about themselves and what they want to hear. And this is why when I go out in public or I'm talking at a party or whatever, I rarely talk about myself. It's actually kind of funny to sit there and see how long it will take someone to like, well, who are you? Nowadays, you don't even do introductions. And I'll ask people about themselves. And then all of a sudden people think I'm great. I'm like, no, I'm not great. I'm just asking you about you. Do I really care? Kind of is. I guess, yeah, I kind of do. Like, oh, what do you do? Why? Because why wouldn't you be interested? But I don't let you really sound. I mean, how many people like Jehovah Witnesses trying to save everybody for Christ, knocking on any people? That's you, man. That's you. I can't be free to express any additional ideas. You can just be willing to accept the consequences that no one's going to want to hang out with you. My mom and I had a fierce heated discussion about politics or whatever, and I later text her something like, it's one thing to be enslaved, it's quite another to voluntarily clamp the iron shackles on your ankles and wrists. She laughed me off. Yeah, I would too. I realize I cannot save them. You're not Jesus Christ. Much to my incredible dismay. It absolutely breaks my heart. No, it doesn't break your heart. It doesn't break your heart. You're an egotist. It's all about you. Wait, are you an engineer? Do you do something other than this, other than proselytizing the religion of libertarianism? Do you do something other than that? Are you in the military? Do you do any other job? The length of your email alone proves to me that this is what you get off on. I'm not saying you're wrong. It's just like there's more important things in life. Breaks my heart to know this truth. I'm actually getting a little teary-eyed while I write to edit this. It's that bad that they'd rather voluntarily march themselves into hypothetical future cattle cars on a one-way trip, certain to doom, than listen to anything I have to say that would contradict their ideology. Both my parents, baby brother and sister admitted they voted for Brandon, and my sister admitted that she voted for the maniacal Governor Newsom. Yeah, well, do they get to live with those consequences? They do. Okay, shut up. I have people close to me that voted for the Democrats. I don't hang out with them. I don't spend time with them. I have some people, I won't mention where, but they voted for the Labour Party. And you know what? They're suffering. Just let it happen, man. Just let it happen. It's kind of, maybe you could take a lesson from my view to abortion. I think the individual act of an abortion is a horrible thing. And any person, even if they're pro-choice, well, you don't want to do that. It's like, oh, it's an invasive surgery, it's debate, you'd rather not put yourself in that situation. But I am pro-choice. And what I don't get is with religious nut jobs where they're all like, I can't believe. It's like, well, isn't it much simpler to let God judge? I mean, wouldn't they go to hell? And if you really believe, like, you're kind of like, let them. I don't care. Let them go to hell. It's kind of a problem that isn't yours. You might have an opinion or a sway or a slightly different take on it, but in the end, it's not you. It's not your problem, not your choice. Just let them do it. I mean, think about all these people living in California. Like, yeah, you got to live in California. Got great weather. Keep telling yourself that. You do. You have great weather. You also have feces on the street, but yeah. You need to let people suffer. You need to let people make their own mistakes. You almost don't believe people have the right to agency or a choice. You are bordering a tyrant or a dictator. Remind me of a pastor I once knew that threatened me with hell at 3 years old if I didn't believe in the bearded, long-haired, hippie, pedophile-looking fellow who was not around for the past 2,000 years. We are indeed a family divided. Not only am I the only one who will never take the root beer float, but I'm the only one without any college debt, has farms, and has a house. I just paid off a car. I'm also ideologically opposite them on many issues, even though many of them, except my sister, are more religious than I am. I'm more educated in a religious text. Even my father admitted so, and he's a modern guy. Oh, is your family divided? Like your mom and dad aren't together anymore? Where do I go from here? Do I maintain my current course of keeping them at a good distance and watch the collapse? What else do you recommend I do? You shut up. Look, you keep your politics and your actions and how you interact with people. Boomer, coof, vaccine, politics, whatever it is, religion. You set that aside for Christmas time, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, whatever the major celebrations are. But then in your day, again, the general rule would be a pretty good rule to follow. Make mom happy. After that, you don't have to have anything to do with these people. And this is where I kind of largely fall with, whether it's family member or friend. I don't have friends who are Democrats, but and there you go. That's my personal, out of the 364 days a year, I just don't deal with Democrats. I don't deal with leftists. Why? It's not that I have even a political or an emotional. It's like, you vote to enslave me more. You make it harder for me to make more money. You enslave me more. You increase my taxes. You will go against my best financial and therefore freedom interests. I will have nothing to do with you. I will not help you. And I don't know if you realize how much that takes away from people, especially family members. You really want to deliver your mom a blow? Just don't call her. Why aren't you calling? Well, mom, you keep voting to raise my taxes. I don't. I would do that. Now, my mom doesn't vote for it. My mom's a old school Republican, not libertarian, but yeah, my mom, whoever. I've had other, not so close family members, but certainly friends. Like, yeah, we're not friends anymore. Like, no, you voted, but Obama was like, that was the purging. Like, oh, you're gonna vote for that? Okay, all right, I got it. You want to hang out? No. Well, no. Well, you vote. You vote. You literally vote to enslave me. What should no? The cost is you don't have me present anymore, and that's somewhat of an arrogant thing, but it's no less true. If you're not in that person's life, they don't get to enjoy you anymore. And then also, certainly, you never hire leftists. You never hire liberal arts majors. You never hire social science majors. You don't go into business with these people. You don't. There's other ways. You simply just have nothing to do with them. Like, I don't go to California unless I absolutely have to. I will wait, but I will fuel up in Wisconsin before I make it across into Minnesota. I don't buy Gillette razors. That is how you do it. But you couldn't care less about actual freedom. This is how you get off. And that's why you got to proselytize. And now you've not converted anyone. You've not convinced anyone. And you're not going to, by the way. And you're just not. It's not until somebody has a horrifically bad thing. Oh, yeah, you're right. Telling everybody they were impressed by me made them hate me. They took my car and burned my house. What? And even then, did Minneapolis vote Democrat again? Yes, it did. So that's what you do. If you're a house divided, it doesn't matter which side you're on. Generally, make mom happy. Go in, and you don't even have to make your politics known. You just somebody like, hey, you want to hang out? Not really. You're a Democrat. No, why would I hang out with you? You cost me more money every year. You make my life on this planet less free. I have no real desire to hang out. And then you can really nail them. why would I hang out with someone so boring? Oh, we just need to help the little people. Like, you're not that smart. You're not. I mean, this has nothing to do with politics. It's like you're just an NPC. Like, this empty can of soda. Oh shit, spilled a little. This not so empty can of soda water apparently is more intellectually engaging than you are. Because I can finish your sentences. That's a horrible insult. Stupid people don't understand what a horrible insult that is. Like, yeah, I can finish your sentences. It's like, no, you're not human. You're a robot. All right. Let's go, Brandon. Scrolling up. Get to the super chat here. Do we have any? Wisco Nomad, $5. Yeah, not being able to see my 96-year-old World War II vet grandpa for Christmas because I was unvaxxed really stung, but I cannot give up on my dude. For your 96-year-old grandfather, though, that I can understand because he's old and frail. Like, that kind of makes sense. I get that. I mean, is it worth it for that one guy for you to do so? That's the question you got. But I understand their logic in that. Is that it? Are we caught up? We're caught up. There you go. Okay, questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.